Hey geeks, hey Kurt, hey Lindsay, hey everyone. This is Glenn Kessler from Maryland calling, but I'm not in Maryland right now. I'm at Hollywood Studios and just getting ready to watch my very first time Fantasmic. I can't wait for Lindsay's favorite show, and of course, I'm going to be looking for the bagging of the fish. Thanks for everything, guys. Start the show.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Welcome home, Disney World geeks. This week on the show, Natalie Flowers returns from her jam-packed first-time trip to Disney World on episode 207 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family Podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast that will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. We take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family, so come join us and share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. Hey geeks, in episode 198, we did a pre-trip report with Natalie Flowers, who had been planning her Disney World trip for her young family for 4 years. I'd also spent a couple nights over the phone coaching her too. I don't think I've ever seen so much research and planning go into a trip for a first-timer. She just had an amazing 9-night stay at the Polynesian Resort, and it was planned out with just about every imaginable thing you can possibly do at Disney World. So much that we had to record over 2 nights to cover it all. Well, this itinerary is loaded, and if you're looking for something to try on your next trip, you likely will get some ideas. So let's take a look at some of the highlights. Of course, the Polynesian Resort, one of my favorite resorts of all time. She does Chef Mickey's right out of the gate and gets right into that Disney World vacation. Star Wars fans, they march the First Order right away down the streets of Hollywood Studios, and they really love Star Wars. First time on virtual reality kind of stuff. Remember that first time you were in Disney World and just how amazing everything is? Well, this is a lot of fun to listen to these guys do all this stuff for the first time, but they just go full bore on all the things you could possibly do. They do the Star Wars dessert party at Hollywood Studios that night even. Also, this was probably the roughest day when her son got a little sick from probably eating too much. She actually even lost her wallet. You know how stressful that can be when you lose something, even if I just lose something at home, but when you're doing it on vacation, it's extremely stressful. But it all got so much better after that first day. They talk about a lot of tips you're going to hear in this show, I think, because of all the research she did, but free grocery delivery and stroller rental was an interesting tip that they gave, or something that they tried out. Early morning magic ticketed event over at Magic Kingdom, including, they also did a Peter Pan breakfast. They did lots of fun stuff like face painting, and that's something sometimes we forget about, but I always see those little kids wearing the face paint. It looks like so much fun. I can't believe they did this, but they did the Family Magic Tour, which we just hear great things, and why not do it the first time you're in Magic Kingdom of your whole life, and you do the Family Magic Tour. It is a lot of fun for the kids to do that. I love that they tried the mobile order lunch, and that has been a big success for everyone I've been talking to, and Disney just keeps expanding it. So definitely look for the mobile ordering for your quick service meals. Now they do the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom and the Pirate League on this trip. I think this time we just talk about the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. They actually even park hop a lot, and they go over to Epcot. It was her daughter's birthday, and they had a beautiful meal over at the Garden Grill, one of Mama's favorite places to go, and these guys really enjoyed it also. You know those times when there's just these little things that are happening on your vacation that are very memorable, like the lizards running around all of Florida? Well, they get one in their room. They spent a lot of time talking and chasing lizards. They had the Hollywood and Vine breakfast, I think it was, and they did that because they were thinking about doing the Star Wars Sign Up to Battle with Darth Vader. I don't think they actually ended up doing that, but that's why they did the Hollywood and Vine. I'd like to hear about the restaurants, especially some that I haven't been to in a long time. They mentioned this thing that's pretty cool, autograph with picture cards. I got to look that up because that's where you can get pictures of the characters and they can sign the actual pictures. I know I've seen the books with just pieces of paper, but this sounds interesting to get picture cards for the characters, get all excited to sign their face. And they got into even pin trading, have some tips about that. They get some great meet and greets, this time with Groot and Star-Lord. Primetime Cafe, another great geekin' favorite for a nice family cooked meal and all the shenanigans of the waitstaff there. Kids Night Out babysitting. Yeah, they actually hired a company to come into their room that's sanctioned by Disney. It's an outside firm, and they're able to get an adult night out over at the Food and Wine Festival. Had some great times over there. And then they park hopped over to Extra Magic Hours at Magic Kingdom. I told you this trip was just totally stacked with fun things to do. We finish up with Epcot. They do Frozen for the first time, and Akershus, you get to experience the princesses over there for a breakfast. They really had some great times at Mission Space. They talk in detail on some of those, kind of those extra things that you do once you get off the ride even. And that's something that I sometimes skip even over at Spaceship Earth too. But anyways, they did it. And they also talked about having some fun times at Test Track because it was the first time and weren't too sure the kids were going to enjoy that. But Natalie's daughter really ended up loving Test Track. And we finish off with Tiffin's The Rivers of Light dining package, which they really enjoyed. And they have some good wet adventures all over at Cali River Rapids. So let's enjoy Disney World with an amazing 9-night stay at Polynesian, a jam-packed plan, and all through the eyes of a first-timer. Well, I am just so excited about this trip report because we did a pre-trip report in episode 198. So you might want to go back and listen to that if you're new to the show, or listen to this and then go back. It's kind of fun that we've done this once before. So it was a lot of fun and I can't wait to get her back on the show. Let's do this right now. She planned her first family Disney World trip for 4 years, and now she's hula danced at the Polynesian Resort, and she helped a cast member with costume bingo, and she discovered she's very ticklish when linking with a banshee. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Natalie Flowers. Hey, Natalie.
Hey, geeks, I'm back.
She's back, and she's still alive and doing well. I was so worried about you, Natalie.
I think I'm recovered now. It took a little while.
Well, I was worried because when we talked about your pre-trip and I helped you a little bit of coaching along the way, and you just had so much research, such great research. You did such a great job, but you just had a jam-packed trip. So I'm so excited to see how you made out and if you stuck to the plans or what went on this trip. But for anyone who didn't catch your pre-trip, let's catch everybody up with who you are, your family, where you're from, and who's the family you took to this mega trip.
Yeah, so there's 4 of us. I've got a 6 turning 7-year-old on the trip. So we had her birthday on the trip, and my son is 4.5. And my husband was along with us, and we were staying at the Polynesian.
Yeah.
And what else were you asking?
When did you go?
Oh, it was a week and a half. So it was 16th through the 25th.
So you've only been home, what, a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's been a couple, like just shy of a couple weeks. Yep.
How are you making out? How are you adjusting?
Well, already having to think about what the next trip will be. So.
I know. We talked about whether you were going to convert to an annual pass. So.
Yeah, I didn't. But I wanted to. There was a little complexity with the way we bought our tickets.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't have worked.
Well, let's not get.
I think. Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And we'd love to hear about the resort. So you've stayed at. Everyone knows my favorite resort, the Polynesian Resort. So great job there. What'd you think of the Polynesian Resort?
Oh, it was amazing. It was going to be really hard for me to go anywhere else. I really want to go back to the Polynesian. But I have all these other ones that I would like to go to, but I really want to go back to. I feel like I didn't even get enough time there. I could have had a couple more just resort days just to explore it.
Yeah.
We ended up staying in Moria, I think is the name of the house, facing the lagoon, and we had a partial view. We kind of had a view of Magic Kingdom. It was a little bit blocked by a tree, but if you went all the way to one side of our balcony, you could see the castle. Nice. Yep. I did the reservation request, or the what is that called? Room request?
Yeah, for touringplans.com.
Yeah, that didn't work, unfortunately.
Oh, I know, because we were talking about how you wanted to get a room close to like the elevator
on the 3rd floor. Yeah. I got very far away from the elevator on the 2nd floor.
Oh well.
It ended up being just fine. The room was great. Kids were taking turns. They loved that little Murphy bed under the TV. Yeah. And they just loved all the little decorations and things. My daughter just loved the resort and the theming and everything. The torches. Yeah. The music. Water right there and the beach, and it was really a beautiful resort. You had a lake view, so you had the bungalows right in front of you probably there. We did. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I've stayed in that building also. So I'd say that I would have preferred the 3rd floor. Like when we were watching the water pageant go by, it was, kind of blocked by the bungalows. But we could still see. I liked it better than the 1st floor, but I bet the 3rd floor would have been really, really nice to kind of clear over the tops of those bungalows. Well, since you brought it up, what'd you think of the electric water pageant? It was very cool. It was much louder than I thought it was. It was very easy to hear it. But it was so cool, and it came really close too. And we definitely watched that a couple times go by, and that was very, very neat. So the kids did not see it. They were never awake when it came. So oh, right, because it comes like definitely after 9-ish, right? Yeah, it comes kind of late. So if we were in the room, kids were asleep. So oh wow. It is so loud. I'm laughing that you said that, because when we stayed at the Bay Lake Tower, even way up high, we were shocked with the doors closed and windows closed. You could still hear it very clearly. Yeah, really project that music. Yeah. Well, where your room was, remember we looked at a map and I wanted to describe to you how close the Ticket and Transportation Center was? Amazing. It was closer to go to the TTC than up to the main house, the Polynesian. Yeah. And the convenience, my husband and I loved it. Anytime we had to take a bus, we were a little disappointed anytime we had to take a bus, because the monorail was just so easy. Yeah. Yeah. And we had got our first day, we got that double stroller rental. Yeah. That with the monorail was just awesome. We loved it. That all worked. Oh, good. It was a little harder with the bus. Definitely a little harder with the bus. So. Right. Oh yeah. I remember that was a big question you had with the stroller. So yeah, but I don't regret it. That was definitely a solid decision. That stroller was awesome. And my kids spent a lot of time sleeping in it, which I was glad for them to just get the extra sleep when they needed it. So otherwise, I think they would have been much more cranky than they were. Yes, that was a big concern, right? Because you just had a packed
itinerary. You didn't know how the kids were going to react to characters. They'd never been before. There was a lot of unknowns here. So let's just kind of go day by day and let's learn how you made out. Because, I mean, I was shocked when you said to me, we're going to get there first day and we're going right to Chef Mickey's.
Chef Mickey's, yeah.
I mean, just throw ourselves right into it, right?
Yeah, we had to get up at, how early did we? At 4:30 in the morning or something to get ready, and get over to the airport. Yeah, and the flight itself, everything on that end went fantastic.
Okay.
We didn't even wait in line at Magical Express very long. It was just a couple minutes, and then we were off. I mean, all that worked out really well. While we were on the bus, we were able to actually push our Chef Mickey's reservation to a little bit later to just buy us a little bit more time.
Wow.
And everything.
That's shocking that you were able to do that.
It was the perfect time was available. And so we grabbed it, and that was for the best. Was
this the kids' first time flying?
No,
okay.
No, they've both flown before. Though my son was. It had been a little while, and he kept asking about. He wanted to go on an airplane, and so this was that's something. Because we ended up surprising them with this trip, and so
right.
That was also very kind of fun to see. Like, okay, he's been asking to go on an airplane. Well, now he gets to go on an airplane, so he was super excited.
Yeah, what was it, like a week before you took off?
Yeah, it was about a week before when we surprised them. Yeah, we did a little scavenger hunt through the house.
Right. So were they pretty much bouncing off the walls when you guys finally?
Not really.
Okay.
So like I was saying before, like my kids are not the type to. I think they have to like kind of digest it a little bit, know.
Yeah.
And so they were. My daughter had the most shocked look on her face, and she was just like, but it was like this look of almost confusion too.
Yeah.
Like what? Like what does this mean?
Right. Couldn't process it.
And then my son, he would have probably been better if I just said, okay, we're going right now, because the waiting and the unknown of it, he's just very young. But my daughter was just like, I'm glad I let her know ahead of time, because she really got to think about it and, figure out, okay, what does this mean?
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, tell us about Chef Mickey's.
Okay,
how did that work out?
Yeah, we got over to Chef Mickey's. It was really fun taking the monorail over there. Kids were super excited. My son was starving. We did not plan appropriately for snacks and things during the airplane ride. Okay. And he's a grazer. He doesn't do well with meals.
Yeah.
Which might have been a problem in my trip plan. Because he needs to eat a little all the time. When we sat down to Chef Mickey's, he was starving. He could barely stand. That they do that. I think it was with Pluto up front. You get the photo pass picture and everything.
Right.
It was just unbearable for him to wait for the food to get to the table. But once he got to pick out his food, his eyes were huge, and he picked out everything. More food than I ever could imagine. I loved it. That was a really wonderful way to start our trip. I would not hesitate to do that again.
It is a family favorite because you had which characters? Yeah,
so Pluto, Goofy, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, the Fab Five. That was great.
In their glory.
Yeah. Loved it. Got her a birthday cupcake, which was, a nice little touch. The kids, it was just a great intro for them. They
waved their napkins.
Yep. Yes, I love that too. Yep.
Dance around or march around and all that.
And I liked the food. I thought the food was really good. It was a brunch, so there was a little of everything, and it was just very kid friendly. I mean, it was fantastic, and the atmosphere. I really liked the atmosphere of it.
Yeah, a good start. All right, so the first day, you guys get right into going to the parks. The first day.
Yeah, we went to Hollywood Studios, and that was probably. I bought the 7-day Magic Your Way ticket with the Park Hopper before I really realized I probably shouldn't have a park day on our Halloween party day.
Yeah.
And so then I was thinking, I had thought it would be a park day. And then I thought, no, I shouldn't do that. So then I had to offload one of my days onto a different day, and that had to be the start day. Because I think initially I wanted the start day to be just like Disney Springs or the resort.
Yeah, right.
And I think in retrospect, I really regret that. I wish I had kind of known or thought of that ahead of buying those tickets. I bought them before they raised the prices in January.
All right. So one little mistake, but that's okay.
That was a little mistake. And I think that in the future, I would definitely leave that first day as
I agree.
Just exploring around.
Natalie, we're veterans. And I would say even this year was the first time we said, you know what? Mom takes the Dramamine for the plane ride. And we get up like that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock time. And she was just like a zombie when we were in Epcot, and wasn't enjoyable at all. We are definitely not going into the parks anymore on that first day either.
Yeah, it was a little bit hard, and it was a very hot day, probably the hottest day of our trip.
Okay.
And so it definitely cooled off after that, but that first day was very hot, and we had that very big meal at Chef Mickey's.
Right. And you guys are Star Wars fans though, right?
Yeah, huge Star Wars fans.
So so you hit the first thing is Star Wars then for Hollywood Studios, right?
Yeah, well, actually, right as we walked in, this was the coolest thing for a Star Wars fan. The March of the First Order was they were coming back down towards the entrance.
Oh, okay.
We were in the entrance, and there was nobody standing. There was like a little booth there that was right at the center. I don't know. It was like right in the center, and nobody was standing in front of it. So I jumped in front of it. And I had a dead center view of them marching like straight towards me. I got the coolest pictures.
Yeah, cool.
That we ended up. Yeah, it was very cool. It was a cool way to start Hollywood Studios. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's a great thing to catch. So they were kind of finishing up their show.
Finishing it, but it was like the greatest view of it, and it was cool.
Good, yeah, good intro to what's coming. So then you tried Star Tours for the first time, right?
Yeah. So Star Tours was, I think my husband went with my daughter first, and we did the child swap so that she could ride it a couple times. Well, she has never done a virtual reality ride. Actually, I've never done a virtual reality type ride like that.
Right.
I loved it. She loved it. I couldn't get over how much she got into that ride and wanted to do it over and over again.
Oh, good.
I thought it was fantastic. Now, when I rode with her, was it this one?
So you're using the child swap then?
Yeah. I guess it was later. My daughter was the rebel spy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was kind of cool seeing she up on the screen.
Right.
We were right there on the first row on the left side there, and she it was just kind of a neat touch.
Awesome. All right, what other big highlights from this first day? Because what time are you there by noonish? Is that when you're in there?
No, it was more like 3.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't eat lunch till 1 or so, and so it was probably 3:30 or so by the time we got into Hollywood Studios. It does take a little while with the bus.
Yeah.
I can't say this first day. This first day was actually a hard day, a stressful day for us. So we had all of our bad things happened on this day, and they didn't happen really any other time.
I remember this. I remember you had a fear that you lost your pictures.
Oh yeah, I had an issue with the picture. I got really worried about that because I was really worried if how they do I bought it 3 days ahead, and how they do the timing on that, and you have to buy it.
You couldn't find your pictures on your app, right? In the photo
Yeah,
pass?
I ended up talking to someone about that and getting that straightened out the next day.
Okay.
And they were all there, so I was so relieved.
So
but I actually left my wallet at Chef Mickey's.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
I hate when I do stuff like that. Yeah. You know what? We had an instance where we were walking into Magic Kingdom, and Mom lost her wallet like in the turnstile somewhere in the front of the park. And would you believe we went back halfway through the day? She realized it, went to Main Street in the town hall, and someone had returned it, and we got it right away.
Oh, that's awesome.
How did you make out?
It was just fine. I tried to be very calm about it, even though the stress wanted to
right. Oh no, it's totally.
Especially when you're flying with, or out of state with children, and it's just like, oh, you need all your IDs and everything,
Yeah.
And I normally wasn't going to even carry it, but it was our first day. We didn't have our room yet. I had to have everything with me.
Yeah.
And so just to do that, I couldn't believe it. And so I called the Contemporary. They transferred me over to Lost and Found. Lost and Found said they didn't have it, but they would go check at Chef Mickey's, and they called me back, 30 minutes later, said, we got your wallet,
wow.
Just come by. So
that's such a relief. Yeah.
It was huge relief.
Oh, I can't stand when I lose stuff especially something important on vacation too. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the next thing I don't want to say too much about it because it's really not pleasant. But it did really change our dynamic of the evening. So I have to bring it up. So my son ended up getting very sick.
Yeah.
He ate too much food. it just didn't go well.
Where did he get? All right. Hey, we're a family show. We know all about these things. Where did he get sick? Because my kids got sick when we were in Disney World lots of times.
Beauty and the Beast, the stage show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad of a place.
I am so lucky that
it's outdoors, kind of.
In front of him didn't, have the ill effects of this.
Yeah.
She moved out of the way just in time. I scooped him up and got things taken care of. But it kind of caused me to be, I let my daughter and husband, they kind of stayed and, finished watching the show. And I just kind of went to get him, I tried to find him a change of clothes, but it took me a while.
Yeah.
To get and then just the decision of, is he really sick? Should we leave? Or do we stay? Is it just because he ate too much too fast? And
right.
He kept saying he ate too much too fast. And so,
right.
But a big ordeal. It was, it kind of, went on for, a little bit. And so my husband ended up doing Tower of Terror. I missed that. We weren't able to do Rock and Roller Coaster. There was just some things that kind of got disrupted in our trip. But then he started feeling better very suddenly. As fast as he got sick, he started getting better just as fast. So we stuck it out. We went over and did Toy Story Midway Mania, and that probably ended up being his favorite ride of the entire trip.
Oh wow! How'd you get that from him? How do you know that it's his favorite?
He just kept asking to go back to it. I mean,
they do that.
Left such an impression on him. I mean, it was awesome, and I kind of felt a little bad because there wasn't a whole lot of Hollywood Studios he could do. It was there's not a lot of rides. It was the only ride he could go on.
Yeah.
And it was really hot that day, but he really loved it. And he kept asking to go back to it for the rest of the trip.
It must be the video game shooting kind of action there.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, he definitely he could do it, and he loved it. So,
nice, love it.
But I had a fact that there was a long line on that one. The Star Wars dessert party, we didn't have near enough time for that. We just got crunched with everything that had happened. But we did go meet Kylo Ren, and that was so cool. I loved it. He was good. He could tell. I know he could tell that my son was absolutely terrified and wanted nothing to do with him. My son had his head buried in on my shoulder, and really didn't want to look at him at all. And so Kylo Ren ended up turning all of his attention to my daughter, and he knelt down on her level and was asking her if she had seen the droids and if that he sensed such potential in her or something, like that.
Wow.
It was so the coolest thing. And I was still kind of out of sorts, and so I didn't get a video of it. And I really wish I had. It was so cute, the way the interaction and the way she was reacting back to him.
That's great at that age, right? Is she?
I was surprised she handled it so well because he's very intimidating.
Yes,
but
it's good to hear that he's not as intimidating when he knows the audience that he's playing to.
Yeah, exactly. And then we went over and saw BB-8, which that was very very cute too. All the little sounds he makes, and the kids were impressed with seeing a full size BB-8.
I haven't seen BB-8 yet, so that's one I haven't done. So cool. Looking forward to seeing.
Yeah,
I don't think the little Jawas aren't there anymore, are they? You didn't see the Jawas.
Oh, I was disappointed about that. Yeah, they weren't there.
I think they've moved on.
And then we went over and had some of the desserts. We just didn't have enough time for that to really enjoy and slow down and kind of enjoy some of the desserts, and even whether my son should be eating the desserts. Yeah. But the dessert party was neat. It was just too, it was the only day we could do it. I'm glad we did it because we got this great view of the Disney movie Magic and then the Star Wars fireworks. And that was just awesome. I thought that was a really great show. That's
a pretty good throw into the Disney World experience. Remember when we talked, I said, once you're there, it's really kind of overwhelming, especially at first. There's lots of things to look at and sound and motion. Mm-hmm. And you got thrown into it pretty hard on the first day.
Yeah, it was a lot of balancing, and we weren't terribly good at, what do we do with my son? At least at first, like you said, it took a little while to kind of acclimate and kind of figure things out. And that first day of trying to, what do we do with him like during child swap? And that was a concern of mine too. That first day, we did build a lightsaber and, some of those things. But Hollywood Studios was a little bit tricky in that regard.
Okay.
Some of the other parks were easier to kind of manage.
Hey, before we move on to the next day, I noticed you had I've never seen a lot of this, but Orlando Grocery Express order. You had,
yes. So we got part of our stroller rental, we got free delivery from this one versus some of the other ones I'd heard of.
Okay.
And that worked out great. They just dropped it off at Bell Services. Everything got refrigerated while we wait. We didn't pick it up till 9:30 or 10 at night. Actually, Bell Services, wow, they were awesome because we got in a little late. Kids were tired. We had gotten a package of water and some other things, and they ended up loading it all into one of those golf carts and just taking us to our rooms because we weren't exactly sure where to go either. Yeah. And I thought, well, that was just such awesome service. And he walked us up to our room. He had a dolly with with all of our stuff, and helped us make sure we could get our lights on and everything. It was awesome. Really nice touch.
Well, Natalie, most time people start with like a value and then move up to a moderate and then go to a deluxe. You kind of, like I said, you got spoiled right away.
I did get spoiled, and boy, do I want to go back.
I know it's hard, isn't it? I know it's hard.
It's gonna be hard for me to do anything else.
They're all good, but yeah, the Polynesian. We did this kind of the same. It was like our third stay. We stayed at the Polynesian, so I kind of know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. All right, so the very first full day is, I think it's Magic Kingdom, right?
It's starting at Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
yeah, and this is my daughter's birthday.
Oh, wow. Yes, this is birthday day. Very special and early morning. So did you take advantage of, did you do like I told you to get there first thing when the park opens?
Well, for this day, because this was early morning magic, the extra event, the ticket event.
Oh, this is the ticket event. Okay.
Yeah, so it was the only day we could do it because they only offer it, I think, on Tuesdays and Sundays, and I thought it would be fun for the kids to kind of have that kind of all access to a few of the rides that usually have lots of wait time or high wait time. So we did get there. Probably would have done better to get there 10 or 15 minutes earlier than we did, but we still were really able to take advantage of it. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, wow, that was an awesome way to start.
Was your son able to go on it?
He did, just barely. He barely got the 38 inches, and he went on it. He liked it, but he didn't like the parts that, went a little fast. And so when we finished, he didn't really want to go on it again. So my husband ended up taking him over to do Winnie the Pooh a couple times and Peter Pan. And I rode it a couple more times with my daughter before we went over and did Winnie the Pooh and Peter Pan.
With this early extra magic hours, were you able to ride the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train more than once?
Oh yeah, as much as we could. Had we not had really little children, I bet we could have fit in many times. I think I've heard some people do, 10 more than 10 rides on it. It's. What
time did this start?
It starts at 7:45.
Okay, so they weren't letting other people in unless they had this ticketed event.
Right. Oh, yeah. So from 7:45 to 9, or sometimes I guess they open a little bit before 9, but from 7:45 to 9, it's just it's just this ticket event of people to ride it, and there's no line, so you can just over and over again as many times as you want.
Nice. Yep. So good.
And it was great. And the kids, Winnie the Pooh and Peter Pan were again those were my son's speed. Yep. He loved them, absolutely loved them. And great. They loved the honey running down the walls and, awesome. The touching, the interaction of that. And they were nice. They were really, really fun. So, I loved it. And then we went over to, the event also includes breakfast at, the Pinocchio's Village House.
Right.
And that was fantastic. Oh, yeah. Really good breakfast.
Yeah. What was in that breakfast? I think I've heard this is a good breakfast.
It was all kind of the usual. It was scrambled eggs and home-style potatoes and bacon, but I think there were biscuits, and I don't know if there were probably either pancakes or waffles. I don't think there was Mickey waffles, but I think there were some pancakes, and but it was just really delicious. Everything I had was great.
Good and fresh.
Yeah.
Nothing like I love breakfast. That sounds really good. All right, you had this day was packed because. Mm-hmm. Didn't you do the tour too? I thought you did the tour.
Yeah, we did. So we actually wanted to, we ended up, because we were kind of poised really well for the rope drop time, we ended up going and doing the meet and greet with Rapunzel and Tiana, since we could get right in the line and not wait. And we did, the carousel was actually surprisingly open for that event in the morning too, for at least part of it. But what we really wanted to do before that tour was we wanted to do face paint, because my daughter, oh boy, does she love face paint. Oh. So we went over to Tomorrowland, and both kids ended up getting face paint. I thought, well, we're going to do face paint one day. Let's make it the birthday day.
Yeah. Was your daughter dressed up in a princess?
It was Minnie Mouse that day. So she had a little Minnie Mouse outfit with the ears and everything. So
because we can't forget to talk about all of the hard work you put in for costumes.
Yes.
And
yeah, that comes later.
Okay. I want to make everyone aware that you learned how to sew just for this trip, right?
Really.
Make costumes. So, all right. And what was the face paint that they put on?
So my daughter chose a unicorn one, and my son did a Pluto face.
Oh, very good.
But yeah, very much their personalities.
Well, I'm dying to hear how you made out in the family magic tour. A lot of times we don't, you have to let me know, because I think we've talked about not going to a tour until you've been more of a veteran of Disney World, but you jumped right in feet first. So how did that magic tour go?
It was fun. So we met up with the tour guide who was talking about how Tinkerbell just lost a whole bunch of things all over Magic Kingdom. I can't remember all the story of how she lost all of the things, but she needed to collect them for Mickey Mouse. And so there's this whole story around it. And there were 3 kids in total, 2 of which were mine. So there were a lot more adults and not as many children. It's definitely geared for the children. So it was really fun for them. They got a lot of time to look for the clues themselves. So after she kind of told us the story, we started off with this hacky sack toss, and the hacky sack toss ended up revealing a clue. And then we went over to the barber shop, and my daughter immediately saw a carrot in the window of the barber shop. That must be another clue.
Yeah.
We went, and there was up in the hub area in the garden, there were puzzle pieces in the topiaries and the bushes, and we had to look all over to find all these puzzle pieces.
Good fun.
It was fun, and they're like little memory games. There were all these little games interspersed. We came to, I don't remember where it was, but Peter Pan surprised us. So we got some time with Peter Pan.
Yes, I heard that was a good interaction.
Yep. And then for all of the hard work, we got to take a break and do Winnie the Pooh again, which my son was pretty thrilled with, since he absolutely loved it. Yeah, we just went around the park and looking for all these clues, and the kids got really into it. My daughter especially. I mean, she was really a great age for it.
Yeah.
Trying to find. I think it was a touch long. I kind of wish it'd been just a little bit shorter for their attention span. But
how long was it?
It was 2 hours from 10 to 12.
Oh, okay.
But it was just lots of fun. Intense. And it ended with talking Mickey. So we actually got to return all of Mickey's things to him.
Oh, that's great. So you got to see talking Mickey on this too. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So we got to get in the fast pass line and get in, and of course, show him that we got all his things, and then we got our time with him. So
I love that. That's a great way to end that.
Nice way to conclude. Yeah, it was a great way to kind of conclude the tour, and it kind of was all very. The story was very, it had a beginning, middle, and end, and it just kind of all tied together very nicely.
I got to ask EJ about that, because I know she did this, and I want to say Peter Pan was kind of the end. So I'm almost thinking this is new that they're finishing up with Mickey. Maybe they got a different story too. So, or maybe they change it up. That's good.
I think they do change the story. I think the ride can be different too. Yep. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be one of the ones from the early morning magic event, but it ended up being fine because my kids absolutely loved that ride, and they had no qualms about going on it again. So,
all right, and so I see you had lunch on the mobile order using the mobile. How did that work out for you?
I love the mobile ordering. I think if we went again, we would be planning a little bit more around mobile order places. It was just so easy. My son, who just doesn't want to wait long for food,
Yeah.
that like it only took a few minutes.
Wow.
I would mobile order, say I'm there, and a few minutes later, our food would show up at the counter, and
That's
we
great.
could. By the time we found a seat, our food would be ready. And so for young children, that couldn't have been better.
And they're just really starting to roll this out. So like you said, I bet you a lot more of them will be available.
Sure. And I would take advantage of it. That was the best. Anytime we used mobile order, it was just exactly what we needed.
You know what? How was the food there? Did you anything?
Oh, we loved it. I really liked Cousin Gray's was fantastic. I mean, it was typical fare, but it was very good.
All right, you're getting used to the counter service now, and I was actually surprised to see. So you did Family Magic Tour, and then you did Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom also.
Yeah,
you guys are like gamers.
So when my husband and I we both collected a lot of card collecting. So as soon as I saw there was an opportunity to collect cards, we had to do it. So
you guys are like Dungeons and Dragons.
My husband, well, he did Magic. I did a lot of the TCGs. Actually, we both did a Star Wars TCG for a long time. It was little Dungeons and Dragons. But Sources of the Magic Kingdom, where we're at right now with the young children, kind of introducing them to something. I was like, well, we have to do that. It's free. It's part of your entrance, and they're going to give you booster packs every time we go. And we had a bunch of time at Magic Kingdom, so we were going to get a lot of opportunities to get more booster packs.
That's so cool that a beginner like you knew all about this. This is usually more advanced stuff.
Well, I'm glad we did. Now, we didn't get to do a ton of portals, but we would try and do a couple here and there for a trip, and we didn't really push forward too heavily on the portals, but just enough to kind of keep it going, keep it interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
And they have the game boards and that you can get to make it a game for at home. So
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, they have 4 different ones, and you don't know which one you're getting. It's a surprise, and it includes kind of a booster pack of cards in with it. So these game boards in themselves are collectible. I haven't tried to play the game yet, but I did get one of these game boards, so I'll have to try and play around with that.
Where'd you get the game board?
We saw them here and there. We ended up getting ours at one of the shops near the World Showcase. There were like right before you enter.
Oh yeah.
There's some shops in there, but I think a lot of the shops had them near the registers often.
All right. Well, Lindsay loves collecting those cards. I'm going to ask her about that. I don't recall. See, you're teaching me now.
Each of the game boards focuses on a villain, and so you're trying to defeat the villain just like you are in the park. So as you're going around doing portals, you're trying to defeat a villain. So they're just trying to make a version you can have at home.
Yeah, so the teacher is teaching the student now, or the student is teaching the teacher. All right. So it looks like you did a park hop too on this day.
Well, so every day we're going back to the resort for a break.
Oh, right. That's why. Okay.
We have this break anyway, so it's kind of a clean slate of where do we go? And if you remember from our trip report, I kind of planned out based on like touring plans where the lowest crowds would be, and so I took advantage of that from morning to evening where the lowest crowds would be. So we hopped over to Epcot to take advantage of it, and I think it paid off. I think we had really great crowd levels the whole time. So,
good, great research.
Yeah, so we hopped over to Epcot, and
first time at Epcot ever.
Yes. And we started off right away. I think I'd gotten another Fast Pass for Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, what did you guys think of Spaceship Earth?
I figured if I'm there at Epcot that I have to do that first thing. That's kind of, a must do. And that was really fun, very educational for the kids. I think it was a really nice ride.
Absolutely. You must have used up all your Fast Passes in Magic Kingdom. Did you do 3 there? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you were able to get on the app and get your Spaceship Earth Fast Pass?
Yep, I did.
You're so smart. Excellent. All right. Yeah.
And then I had kind of interesting. So we had gotten the kids the pass to do some of the Kid Cot stations.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe between that one store that was really close to Mexico where we bought the passports to the point at which we got to the Kidcot station in Mexico, which wasn't very far. We lost one of them.
Ah, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't even know how that happens. So we get up to the Kidcot station. I'm like, I don't have my daughter's passport's not here. And so we were talking to the person at the Mexico, and we were, we just had her do my son's passport. And I mentioned that, yeah, we just somehow lost it. She takes off for a few minutes and comes back with a passport for my daughter, a brand new one. I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah. And how much are those passports?
Oh gosh, there were, I don't know, was it $8 or, not a lot, but
remind me what those are. Is it like you're trying to get stickers to put in them?
Yeah, so they come with the stickers, and they look like the little like your typical passport, but on the inside there's places for each of the people at the Kidcot stations to write a few things, maybe draw a little picture. Sometimes they would, and then they would put a stamp in it. Something to do with the country, and then you could put the flag sticker in there. So it's kind of a neat little thing.
Yeah, a little education.
And we ended up doing that in Mexico and Norway. Unfortunately, we didn't have more time to do more that evening, so we had to get over to our Garden Grill dinner reservation.
Nice.
So that was so we kind of had to backtrack a little and did Living with the Land first, and then which was just walk on. I guess in the evening things just some of those rides just get very easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Living in the Land is usually pretty easy. I guess there are some times when, but I've walked on that most of the time. I'm usually there in the morning too, though.
It was nice. And then it was cool how the restaurant looks down on Living with the Land, the boat ride. So you could look over the edge and see the boats going by. That was kind of neat.
Right. So what'd you think of the Garden Grill?
Oh, it was great. It was a really nice restaurant, I thought, for my daughter's birthday. Because again, it was one of the places that brought her a little cake and with a candle. And Mickey came over and we sang Happy Birthday. And Mickey was pretending to dance along to the Happy Birthday. It was very, very sweet.
Well, this is one of our favorites, especially Mama. I always tease her because she always books this one. It seems like, and but it's a good character meet and greet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because we saw Chip and Dale.
They're fun.
Mickey and Pluto? Yeah, Pluto. And it was really fun. It was late. It didn't seem too busy in there, and the restaurant turning was kind of neat, and the food. Oh my gosh, the food was very good. This is definitely I like the family style, the way they served it. It was nice.
Yeah. Do you remember what kind of food? What was the entrees?
It was. It was sausage, turkey, pot roast, stuffing, mac and cheese, vegetables, mashed potatoes, green beans, lots of like some Thanksgiving foods, and then actually it felt very Thanksgiving to me.
Mac and cheese.
It was good.
Okay. I got a big question for you now. Now that you're the expert, I'm gonna try to stump you. Ready?
Okay.
How can you tell the difference between Chip and Dale?
My husband taught me this.
Oh, I didn't stump you then?
Red nose and black nose, but don't tell me which is, or don't ask me which is which, because I don't know. My husband evidently thought that was common knowledge. I did not.
Oh, so I did stump you. Chip is got the black nose, and the way you can remember that is it's like Chips Ahoy, like the chocolate chip.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate chips.
Oh, okay.
All right. Finally, I learned you something.
No, I didn't even know. I didn't even know when they came over, because we have them doing the autographs, and and I'm like, well, I don't know which one to give them, and my husband's like, you give them this one, and I didn't even see it in the picture that there, one I had one with a red nose and one with a black nose, and I'm like, well, I don't know which is which.
I think they were picking their nose when I saw them. They're real characters. They're they get in trouble a lot, Chip and Dale. All right. We're moving along. We're not doing too bad. I see you got a gecko. You met the geckos, the Florida natives.
Oh my gosh, they were everywhere. One went running down our inside our room. It was in the hall inside our room.
Did that cause a panic with the kids?
No, they were just like, "Oh my gosh, there's a lizard in our room. We have to catch it." So suddenly, they're almost asleep children turned into wide awake and ready to capture this thing. So
it's the little things, Natalie, that fascinate. We told you that, right? You gotta enjoy those moments. Those are some of the most precious moments.
I asked my son, like 2 days after, he told me, he's like, "I don't remember anything from Disney World." And I'm like, "You don't remember anything? How do you not remember anything?" He's like, "Well, I remember the lizards."
So true. I hope he remembers Toy Story. The lizards in Toy Story.
We got to talking, and of course, everything comes flooding back. He remembered everything. He was just saying, as 4-year-olds do, but the lizards made a huge impression.
They do to us too. We still laugh about them when you're walking the paths and they're charting back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it was entertaining. All 4 of us were climbing under the bed trying to catch it.
I don't think I've ever had one in the room, so that's a new one on me.
I don't know how it got in there.
Yeah, right, because you were up on the 2nd floor. Think you'd... Yeah, they're everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, they are. It was cool. We would count them everywhere we went.
All right, let's see. Let's hit the highlights of day 3. And I'm thinking you're at Hollywood Studios.
Yes. So Hollywood Studios, we had an 8:05 reservation for Hollywood and Vine. And my thought there was if my kids wanted to do Jedi training, we would be there right when we could do the sign up first thing.
I remember this. So how'd that all work out?
They decided they didn't want to do it. Oh. So we had watched Jedi training on our first day, which was very cool. I thought it was really neat. I was really hoping they would do it. So I would have loved to get some little video and photos from that.
Are they a little shy? They're on the shy side?
They do well, maybe one-on-one, but it was just kind of big and grand for them.
Okay.
And so I think with a little bit more age on them.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to push anything. I thought,
right,
because I wanted them to enjoy it. And so that was the same thing for rides. If I really thought, I encouraged them to do things if I thought they were ready for it, but I tried not to push things I didn't think they were ready for.
So overall, Natalie, I remember we talked about this strategy. How did you think you made out in terms of them participating in things? And
really great.
Yeah?
Really great.
Oh, good.
They did really, they tried new things.
Yeah. Oh, great.
The Jedi training was probably the only thing that they took a hard stand on.
Okay.
And I wouldn't push it too much. So we were there. We still got to watch some Jedi training that day, and we just didn't participate, which was fine this time. And I bet next time.
Yeah, that leaves something to do next time, right?
Exactly.
It's all pretty much like we talked about. It could be very overwhelming for young kids. So this, like you said, you've done great. Tell me about the food about Hollywood and Vine too, because sometimes we get mixed message, but I haven't really talked about breakfast too much.
It was good. I don't really have any complaints about it, but I'd have to say we had some stellar meals, and I don't know if I'd put it into that category, but it was nothing.
That's a great way to put it. I think I understand what you mean. I mean, you know me, I love the buffets.
Yeah.
I never met a buffet I didn't like there. So
yeah, I think there was one I'd say that was a little under or subpar for us. This one I wouldn't call it even subpar. I thought it was good, but it wasn't. There were some that were just above and beyond.
How was the character interaction here? Who were the characters?
So Sophia, Jay, Candy Manny, and Doc McStuffins were the ones we met.
Yeah.
And the character interaction was, kind of short, but that was fine for us. We did not always want to spend a ton of time in the restaurant, so when the characters were moving through fairly quickly, that kind of worked for us.
You were good with it, yeah.
We also had the autograph book, and so that almost always got a lot of attention to go and do the autograph books. And we had these special photo cards for them to sign that had their picture on it. So they always exclaimed about, or kind of made gestures about, "Oh my gosh, it matches me. This picture matches me." And it was, we'd get a lot of that. Sophia was probably the best one of the bunch. So
you actually almost put this into your intro. You said you got really addicted to getting autographs.
Yeah, we were on an autograph hunt for sure the whole
That's
time.
Fun. Anything you're doing like that, whether it's I like how you're engaging with everything. And did you do any pin trading too?
Yeah, we did pin trading too. We were all in. Actually, my husband probably got into that the most.
That's great.
He loved it. We got our lanyards early on. We had a head, so we had a bunch. And he probably got into it more than anybody.
Oh, did you buy a bunch of pins like off eBay or something?
Yeah, we did.
You're something else, I'll tell you what.
It worked out. My husband loved it. I liked it too. The kids did enjoy it, and sometimes that really was such a cheap souvenir because we could get them inexpensive ahead of time, and it felt like they were getting something. We would go to a shop, and there would be someone there trading pins, and suddenly they're not asking to buy anything, so they just got a new pin.
Oh, good tip there. So you had to pull Dad away from the pin trading all the time, right? So you could go get on a ride.
A lot of pin trading, and it was really sweet because he had a lot of kids that would come up to him and ask to trade, and he was always very, very willing to trade with anybody. So
he wasn't duping out the little kids, huh?
No, I mean he wasn't going to let go of some of like the I think the starter set that we got were nicer pins. He wasn't like those, but otherwise, like he let them pick whatever they want.
Did you guys have a strategy with your pins? Or something you were collecting?
No strategy. It was just like if I liked it, we would trade it.
Gotcha.
And I think he did the same thing. I think he was going after Star Wars things, but he was going after anything. My kids do is whatever kind of struck their fancy.
Hey, I see a nice meet and greet with Star-Lord and Baby Groot.
That was awesome.
I've not met them yet. Yeah.
For a meet and greet it was probably one of our longer. I mean, it was a solid 30-minute wait, if maybe slightly more than that. This was a slight torture to my 4-year-old, but wow, did he spend a lot of time with us and talking to us, and he was so great. I mean, just like an absolutely great actor. Good. And Groot was awesome, and the kids, they might not know Guardians of the Galaxy, but we've shown them little clips of Groot. They know Groot. And cute, they loved Groot.
Oh, wow.
And he would, I am Groot, he'd keep saying that. And kids would ask him about why he only says those three things or those words. And Star-Lord he was just talking and talking to us. And we got so many photos. It was awesome.
Well, see, I got to put together some, I was getting worried I didn't have a lot of firsts to do. You're giving me some firsts because I've never met Baby Groot or Star-Lord. So I got to put that on my list. Definitely.
That's worth it. He is fantastic.
Hey, I got to ask you, this came up recently on the Facebook group, and someone asked me, I think at work too, because they were going down, they were just going to be in Florida. They were thinking of doing Hollywood Studios. Did you feel you could do a whole day in Hollywood Studios?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And keep busy?
I don't think I hate to say this, but I missed Tower of Terror, and we both missed, my husband and I missed Rock and Roller Coaster. And I really wanted to do them. I was pretty sad we couldn't fit it in, and we just didn't have time. There was no time.
No wonder you want to go back.
Yeah, part of it was also trying to juggle kids who couldn't ride them.
Yeah.
So that did complicate things for us, and it slowed us down a little because of also if like Star Tours and other things, we had to do rider swap, which just prolonged the time we had to spend at that ride anyway.
Right.
So I don't know if someone who doesn't have the child swap issue, if maybe they could plow through it a little faster, but and I think we were a little inefficient. I think we were a little confused with the park layout, so it was fourth times.
That's understandable.
But I would easily spend a good, and I'm really looking forward to Toy Story Land. We saw it at Walt Disney Presents. We got to see the model of Toy Story Land and a Galaxy's Edge, a part of that model for the new Star Wars land. And that was very cool.
So this is one man's dream. You're calling it Walt Disney Presents. They've changed that in there a little bit. Well, you wouldn't know that, but so that's. I
didn't know what it looked like before. Yeah. We didn't spend a lot of time in there. I was mostly interested in those models.
Right. Good for you.
To look at. It looks like a really fun new parks coming, and so that's going to be such a highlight in the future.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we did the Disney Junior Live the Disney Junior Live. Kids loved it.
That's great for your kids' age. I did it one time. I think I'm all set there, though.
I could see that. But my kids' age, it was
perfect, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Exactly.
We got over to Primetime Cafe.
Yeah.
That was really delicious. Really loved that.
So how did that rank so far in the ADRs and meals that you've had so far?
It was really good. I would definitely go back. I think that
it's a fan favorite.
We were pretty full, and so we decided to just split. We got the sampler, and then my husband and I just split the sampler. And
no doubt, because you had a big breakfast too.
Yeah. So we kind of ate light, and we didn't end up spending a lot of time there, but we had one of those little TVs like really close to us that we could see, and the cast members there were hilarious. They were great. Yeah,
they were doing the whole show.
Yeah, they're just they're friendly, but you could hear them. They never gave us a hard time on anything, but you could hear them giving some other people a hard time here and there. And
do you remember some of their sayings? And eat your vegetables. Don't put your elbows on the table.
Yeah, the vegetable. I didn't hear the elbows on the table, but I did hear getting after. I know what it was. She was praising their plate and holding up their plate, and like, this is what you should be doing. Everyone should be doing, and
cleaning their plate.
From everybody,
make sure they clean their plate, right?
Yeah, but she was just going over the top when someone did clean their plate, and she was just so excited when that happened.
I love that. Sounds like my house growing up, for sure. All right, Frozen Sing-Along. How'd you guys make out in Frozen Sing-Along?
Oh, that was so cool. And it's nice and cool theater. It was nice to just kind of go sit down for a bit.
Isn't that a great show?
It is a great show. I'm so glad we got over there.
Yeah.
I was a little worried on the timing of it, being able to get over there in time after our lunch, but we did, and we got good seats. The kids could see. We also had a little bit of a challenge of my kids getting a spot where they weren't blocked by someone in front of them, but it worked out really well in this show, and the kids they really enjoyed it too. So. Yeah, I wish that my only issue, and I think everyone says this about this park, is I just wish it had more rides, but they're coming. Right. I think it was a little too much shows and a little too few rides.
Well, you missed the two best ones. That's why.
I know, but they couldn't do them. So for them, it was like my son had one ride and my daughter had two rides she could do. And yeah, for us, we would have really enjoyed those last two.
What did you think? You did Muppets?
Oh, so that was interesting. So later we did Star Tours again, because we had to do Star Tours a bunch of times so that I could see the different versions of it.
Yeah.
And while Noelle and I rode Star Tours, I suggested my husband take Evan over to do the Muppets show. Yeah. I'm not a huge Muppets fan myself, so I didn't feel like it was something I needed to do, and it was perfect to they loved it. My son especially thought it was really funny. So I didn't really speak to a Star Tours. I think my daughter ended up riding it 4 times total in our trip. So wow. It was a fun ride for a first virtual reality style ride like that.
Absolutely. Especially for Star Wars fans.
For a Star Wars fan, it was great. And then while I waited for them to do Star Tours, I took my son over and we got one of those peanut butter and jelly milkshakes at the Tune-In Lounge. And so we shared one of those milkshakes.
What'd you think of that?
Oh, it was good. It was very good. I definitely could tell the peanut butter, the jelly was very subtle, or the fruit flavoring was very subtle. But we enjoyed it, and we sat kind of out front, and it was very nice. One of the PhotoPass photographers just kind of came over and started talking to us for a while, and kind of giving us some tips and tricks and things to, it was kind of nice while we waited.
How did you make out with your PhotoPasses then in the end? Did you like all those? Did you get those magic shots? And
yeah, we tried. Well, I didn't know where to go to get a lot of magic shots, but I got so excited every time a magic shot showed up in our account. I loved it. Yeah, I'd say that for the most part, all of our photos were just really, really awesome. There were a few missed opportunities, but especially some of those meet and greets. Oh my gosh, I couldn't have gotten photos like that. It allowed me to focus on what we were doing and not worry about the photos, because I'm always feel like I'm documenting. Like I have to, in order to remember, I have to have a picture of it.
Right.
But it kind of set me free of that a little bit for that moment, so I could just enjoy the moment, which was great.
So sounds like you agree with us that is I
would always do it.
A good investment.
Even on a shorter trip.
All right. So you guys, did you go back to the resort?
Yep. We went back to the resort, and this is we stayed in Hollywood Studios a bit longer than usual that day because we knew that the kids would not be going out again in the evening, and that they would actually be getting to bed early that night. So we did kids' night out, and we had a babysitter come to our room. So that was we weren't quite sure how that would work, but it was fantastic, and it was a great experience. And the kids loved her. And it gave us the opportunity to go out and do the Food and Wine Festival and just kind of have some time to ourselves and just enjoy the evening.
Yeah.
And move a little quicker without the stroller. And the kids were able to kind of get to bed early and get that rest they needed because it had just been a really packed few days and they needed that early downtime. So no regrets there.
Absolutely. So kids, I don't think people would even know what kids' night out is. You had a babysitter actually come to your room.
Yes. Yep.
How did you arrange that?
So there's a couple different services that actually operate not just in the Orlando area, but kind of in a lot of the major cities. And they have, these very strict guidelines on how they accept people into their program and, very well vetted and bring activities and things with them. Like the person who came brought coloring pages and I think it was like a puzzle or something. There's a few things that some toys, for the kids to play with.
Oh, so this wasn't a Disney provided.
It was, they're approved by Disney, but not done by Disney.
Okay.
So they're authorized just to walk around the roasting the marshmallows, down on the beach there.
Wow.
And they were able to participate in some of the things, in the evening that they do at the Polynesian. But then, and then we ordered pizza to the room, just for all of them to eat for dinner that evening.
Wow. And
so really, really worth it.
Did you do Magic Kingdom this night too?
We started out with the Food and Wine Festival and we did Test Track Fast Pass. So I wanted to kind of test track, because my daughter's tall enough for it, but I wasn't sure if it was appropriate for her. And we love Test Track. And I was very certain after that it was something she would like to. I'm glad I was able to kind of test it out there. And I think we ended up getting number one on that one. How they do the little rankings at the end. Our car came in pretty well. And then we did Food and Wine Festival and we ate as much as we could. We ate a lot of food. We even got one free thing. They told us at the China Pavilion that what we ordered would take 5 minutes. And so they said, oh, here, have some dumplings while you wait. And then our food was immediately ready. So we didn't end up waiting at all.
Wow, it's like Vegas when you gamble a lot. They give you freebies,
And we went through all but I think we started in Mexico and went over to England or the UK. So we missed the UK and Canada. But then we went to every booth between there and got at least one thing from every booth. So that was just awesome.
Nice.
And then we I wish there were so many more booths if we had more time. But it was good we stopped then. The park closed, so we made our race for the exit. And then we hopped over to Magic Kingdom because they had the extra magic hours that evening and they were open very late.
Wow, that's awesome. So you closed Epcot and then you did extra magic hours in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, and we weren't the only ones. There were a lot of people transferring at the TTC over to Magic Kingdom.
Good for you. I wonder if you weren't staying at the Polynesian, you were able to do this so easily, right? Makes a lot more convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very convenient. I love Tomorrowland at night. That was our first time seeing Tomorrowland light up. Right. That was so amazing. And I did Space Mountain, and I haven't done a lot of roller coasters in my life. I haven't done a lot of theme parks in my life. So I don't even know if I've done anything too intense. And this one's not intense, but it's so immersive, like the stars everywhere. I had no idea going in what it was, other than it was some type of roller coaster that was inside. So it just blew me away. I couldn't get over that. My eyes, there were just stars everywhere and I couldn't really focus on them, just like on the real stars. I just couldn't believe it. I was grinning ear to ear the whole time.
That's funny, Natalie, you're saying that. I don't know why I was having this reflection recently, but I've told this story many times where I wasn't able to go to Disney World when I was a kid, but we had neighbors that would go and talk about things. Of course, Space Mountain's one of those original attractions that was in Magic Kingdom. And I can remember little kids, kids talking about it. And that was one that I would have loved to have gone as a kid. And so it's fun. It's really fun for me to hear your perspective on this, that you didn't know what it almost reminds me of like when I was a kid and wanted to go on it. But, it's great. It's still got that appeal so many years later.
I really was blown away by it. Really incredible. I would love to have done that again. We didn't get to do it again that trip, but wow, I have to do. Next trip, it's a must do.
Well, then I'm disappointed you get to do Rock and Roller Coaster in the dark and Tower of Terror. Wow. Okay.
Well, and we went over. So we also did Haunted Mansion. That was another one I wanted to kind of test drive to see. Either of my kids could do it, and I'm really glad we did that because we did decide that was not going to be a good one for the kids.
All right.
I'm pretty sure there was stuff of nightmares in that on that ride.
All right.
So it was for our children. It was not going to be a good fit, but I'm so glad we got the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I'm hearing stuff that you're going to be able to do on future trips.
Yeah, exactly. When they're a little bit older, I think it'll be great. We did get a little worried at one point because the ride kind of stopped at one point and we weren't sure when it was going to start again. So it was right around where the doorknobs were rattling. And eventually, I guess they come on the loudspeaker saying, don't get out. We're going to resume soon.
Welcome to our world, Natalie. You've heard us say these things. Now you've experienced it.
Exactly. Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't too terribly long, but it was still like, is this normal?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Hey, I'll tell you what. We're going to, you know what? This is such a fun trip report, and I've done this many times. This is going to be a two-parter. Well, let's do the day that you spend in Animal Kingdom, which kind of, well, did you do more than Animal Kingdom here? You did some more Epcot or something. I don't know. You mixed it up a little bit. And then we'll pick up and we'll do the other part at another time, all right?
Okay. Animal Kingdom.
Let's do, No, actually, you were on the 19th, you were Extra Magic Hours at Epcot first?
Yeah. Yeah, we went in, we did Epcot first and then, Animal Kingdom in the evening. Yep.
But I see Frozen Ever After in there. And okay, because I was thinking of the sing along. So you got to do that Frozen Ever After over in Norway. What'd you think of that? That's a newer attraction.
Yeah, that was it was awesome. We did try to get there early because we didn't have a fast pass, and it was really fun to see. The queue was very pretty and a lot to look at, and then the ride itself was it was a really nice ride. I did not know there was a little waterfall in there, or I didn't realize that. And I also did not know they would be taking a picture in there. I don't know. They have the photo pass
right.
thing in there. And unfortunately, I have the camera up over my face.
I don't even know where that one is either. That's kind of a new ride too.
Yeah, it's really it was very cool, and the kids really enjoyed it.
So you didn't have a fast pass, but how long of a wait do you remember? Was that a tough wait?
Not long at all. Actually, I regret not doing Anna and Elsa first. We should have done Anna and Elsa first. It took much longer to see them.
Yeah, right.
I think if the Frozen Ever After ride, the queue was still reasonable when we finished there. So I think I should have done that. And I think in my touring plan, I had it in the reverse order. I don't know why I switched that around, but that was a mistake. We waited quite a while for Anna and Elsa.
How are your kids big Frozen fans?
Yes, very. And actually that particular day, my daughter was dressed like Anna. She had a really beautiful Anna dress, and I did her hair in French braids, and Anna, she was fantastic. That was some of the best character interaction.
Oh, good. I love seeing the little kids with Anna and Elsa. That was...
Yeah, it was really great. Really fantastic meet and greet, and we got some great pictures.
Especially when you dress up like the character, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
They really go full. Okay, Acker shoes.
Yeah.
I think I said it correctly. So
So this was because we were right there in Norway, so we were trying to do all these Norway things. We had our breakfast there.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do, huh?
So this is the point at which I realized that my son, as much as he loved characters, was very shy of the princesses.
That's cute.
It was very cute. But he would pretty much ignore them anytime they came over. And I'm pretty certain that he would just look down. He would get very intently coloring anytime they came. And I think he was figuring that if he didn't look at them or see them, they wouldn't see him. So
playing coy.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize this at first. I just thought that he was just really into his coloring, and then I realized it was very purposeful. He was being very shy of the girls.
Oh, he's intimidated by the princesses.
Yes, yeah, and he was fine with everybody else, but the princesses.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was very cute. So, we ended up seeing Aurora, Cinderella, Ariel, and Snow White.
Right.
And they did the little parade around, and my daughter went and did that. It was fun. The food, this is one of those that I put in the subpar category, which I was really kind of disappointed about.
Was this breakfast?
Yeah, this was breakfast.
Yeah.
So this was, we specifically did breakfast because I heard more mixed things on lunch and dinner. It could have just been the day we were there, but our food, the warm food they bring to the table, was really just oversalted. The cold bar was very good. I actually really enjoyed the cold bar, but I just found the warm foods, it might have just been who they had in that day, but I was really underwhelmed by the...
What was in the cold bar?
Oh gosh. That's not my notes. I think there were pastries and things.
Oh, okay.
It was, it was pastries and, just fruits. And was this the one where there was a yogurt bar? I can't quite remember, but
that sounds good.
I'd say, it was fine, but I don't know as it's high on my list to do it again.
A lot of people recommend this because you get the character interactions with the
and I guess
princesses.
There were a few other character meals we did with the princesses that just came up above this one. So I think I would choose some of those over this one for those almost the same set of characters.
All right. I hadn't heard this before, so that's good to know. And I'll definitely ask, you're right. Sometimes it's the day too.
It could be the day. Yeah. And actually I might be interested to do it more for a dinner at some point because I heard they have some like more authentic foods and my husband and I like a little bit more adventurous with our eating. And I think that we might really enjoy that, but my kids are not adventurous eaters. So
like most kids.
Exactly.
if they eat hardly anything at all.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What else are
Mission Space?
First time on Mission Space,
my husband and daughter did the Earth, the easier one.
Yeah.
And then I did the Mars mission.
By yourself.
My daughter was tall enough, she could have done it, but she got after Mission Space. I don't know what that area is called, but there's a playground, there's all these video games, and there were
the Imagination Pavilions?
It's the space one though. It's part of this. It's where they dump you out after Mission Space.
Oh, okay. You know what? I have not rode that in a while because it does make me nauseous.
Okay. There's just a huge area where there's like this simulator where you're actually kind of launching a rocket and you're doing a bunch of these things on the computer to try and support, but it's a team effort. And so they have a bunch of kids doing this together and there's two teams and there's someone actually running this game.
Oh, okay.
And the kids love that. They have a great play area for the young non-riders, the tunnels and things for them to climb up in.
Oh, wow.
And then there were other things. I mean, we didn't even do all of it. There was so much to do in there. And so my daughter was like, I don't want to do Mission Space again. I want to play.
That's funny. These are some of the places at the end, and Spaceship Earth has the same thing. A lot of times we just kind of bypass it. So it's cool to hear you guys enjoyed that stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was really, really great. But I did the Mars mission and I loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
I was not sure I'd heard about the motion sickness on some of the rides like Star Tours and other things, but I wasn't sure. My husband hadn't done a lot of the virtual reality type stuff. So, and when he was young, he used to, have some motion sickness issues. So I didn't know if it was going to come up. Luckily, and my daughter has a little bit of motion sickness in cars. So again, I wasn't sure how that was going to impact her. Luckily, nothing in our family with it. No one had any
good.
issues on the road.
Well, if she didn't have a problem on Star Tours, she's not probably going to have a problem anywhere. From my standpoint. Yeah. So you guys did test track too altogether?
Yeah. So we had Fast Pass for this, and my daughter. So I go up. I'm like, okay, we did this the other day. I'm so excited to do this with Noelle. Right. And we go up, and I put with did my magic band, and she immediately stops dead in her tracks, and she doesn't want to do it. Oh. And I've already signed in, trying to get her. Come on, you can do this. And I know you're gonna love it. And the cast members, they came to my rescue. They were telling her that she got scared by the sound because the track was right over where the entrance.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just very loud right there. And you hear the car buzzing by and it's echoing. And she just got very, very scared all of a sudden. And it was very different. And she just didn't think she was going to like it at all. So, but the cast members convinced her and she did it. Wow. She went in there. And of course, it starts out with designing the car. And she had a blast with that. Yeah. We had a pink car with flowers on the side. Then we went in there and I was a little bit worried. So I kept looking over, at the first part where you're kind of swerving around, and I look over at her and she's got a grin ear to ear. I'm like, yes, she's okay.
That's so good. So she loved the test track?
She loved it. And I ended up using it as an example for the rest of the trip. You remember when you were scared and you tried it and you loved it?
Perfect. Well, I think the Disney attractions and rides are like that. If you can you're right. If you can just get them past it and they get used to Disney World and the intensity of what those rides are, I'm not surprised at this, Natalie. This is really good.
Yeah. She just soaked it up.
Awesome.
And so while we were doing that, my son was hungry. So they went over to Kringla Bakery back in Norway, and they had one of those Viking helmet chocolate mousse.
Yeah, I know all about it.
Okay, so I don't know. So I didn't actually get to go, but I asked him to please get me some school bread, because I've heard so much about school bread. So he did, and we ended up bringing that back with us to the resort.
Oh, nice.
But he ended up, so my husband ended up staying back to ride test track again. I ended up just taking the kids back to the resort. Yeah. And we had our kind of downtime. I couldn't get them to nap at all. They would be tired, but then they would not sleep. They were just, I guess, too excited about everything, and having TV time in the afternoon ended up being a distraction. They didn't want to fall asleep because they were too excited about all the cartoons that were on. And
the great TV at Disney World.
I know. I kind of just can't get them to sleep.
That's funny.
So after that, we went over to Animal Kingdom. We had ADR at Tiffin's, and I really wanted to do the Rivers of Light dining package. And I thought I would have really liked to have done that as more of one of our date nights, without the kids. But it was really the only time, and I really wanted them to see Rivers of Light, because I thought of all the evening shows, that one might be more their speaks. It wasn't so loud. Right. And so we ended up taking them with us to Tiffin's, which was fine. It just the food was all very amazing. I mean, I was blown away by the food we had, and the kids' food was also fantastic. It was just a very long dining experience for young children, because it's really meant to be a slower meal. Yeah.
You do want to savor it a little bit. I can understand that. And
it's very a little bit more fine dining feeling.
Right. Yeah, that's tough. I gotta believe it's tough for kids. Yeah.
My husband had the I don't know how to pronounce it. Wagyu.
Yeah, Wagyu. Yeah, I think you got it. I had that too.
He said he was talking all about this beef, how he'd never had it. He heard so much about it, and so he had to get, especially where the dining package is a fixed price. So you can kind of order whatever you want. Yeah. And so that was one of the most expensive things on the menu. Our food ended up being at least the price of the tickets, let alone getting the extra benefit of the seating. Yep. We definitely made the most of it. I got the venison, And I don't get venison very often. It reminds me kind of my childhood a little bit, and it was fantastic.
Oh, good.
I also, for appetizer, got their octopus appetizer, which was also fantastic.
Did they tell you how they prepare the octopus?
No.
Lindsay and I were joking about it. We did the dining package too, just Lindsay and I. I think they said they marinate and they hammer it for like 3 hours or something in the morning to get it tender. Yeah.
I've never had octopus that tender before.
Yeah.
So that was
he went into detail. I should remember, but I just remember them talking about how they tenderized it. Yeah. So that's cool that you got the same thing. Well, everyone's loving Tiffin's. I'm not surprised.
It was fantastic. I had for dessert, they had this mango guava mousse. I mean, that was fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good choice.
And then we went over after that. We didn't have as much time as I wanted. I had wanted to do some of the character meet and greets. They had some interesting ones over there, but we just didn't have time. So we went over to Kali River Rapids, and this was our first little hiccup with height. And my son got turned down for riding it, even though he had just ridden a 38-inch ride, the day before.
Okay.
It was he failed the 38-inch. Now, it was a little disappointing because he had really wanted to do it. My daughter loved it.
They get wet?
We just a little bit. I think they had the ponchos on.
Oh, okay. Because Lindsay and I, so the story is Lindsay and I went when she was a kid, like Noelle's age. She got drenched so bad, and she hates getting wet. And then, from head to toe. And we ended up buying her a whole new outfit to dry off. And then, would you believe she would never go on it until this past year? And what happens again? We get drenched. You didn't ride it, but there's this one part where you go down and the water just
the waterfall
goes right over your head, like just drenched.
So I think there's always someone that gets drenched, and none of our rides.
We were
we were never in that position.
I couldn't believe it. The 2 times she's rode it, she's gotten drenched like that.
That's really funny. We didn't really have. They had punches on. I think they got a little bit wet, but not a lot.
Yeah.
They were lucky.
Yeah. Well, everyone else in our boat didn't get wet, except for her and I. We were the only 2.
We ended up doing it later. I don't know if I'll just bring it since we're talking about it. The next time we went to it on a different day, they told me that I could go in with my son. So he did get to ride it after all, because he was right there he's right at 38 inches.
So he did ride it.
We did, and end up later in the trip.
Yeah.
We ended up doing it 2 times because he loved it so much. And they have a special bar for the little kids, that little safety bar. And they only have one of these seats per boat, but he rode with a special safety bar.
Oh.
And both times, of course, he doesn't like fast things, and it has that one little waterfall. Well, both times we rode it, the boat turned, so we couldn't see it coming. And so suddenly we were down it, but you don't even have time to think about it before it's over. So he didn't have time to worry, or, and so it ended up not being a big deal. And we were never in that position that got soaked. Actually, the second time he rode it, he didn't want to wear the poncho, and he barely got wet.
That's cool.
A really, really fun ride. That one we ended up walking on, even though it said it was a 30-minute wait.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's finish up with the nighttime stuff, right?
So Rivers of Light, so really great view. Had we gotten there a little earlier, we could have even had even better view. This was such an awesome show. We really loved it. It seemed like there were lots of mixed reviews on it, but especially the kids, were just kind of mesmerized by it, and they're just not big fans of loud sounds, and so this was such a great show for them, because it was just more their speed and just beautiful.
Oh, good.
Really, really beautiful show.
I'm glad I agree with you, and I think people have expectations because of the grand shows and fireworks that Disney does. They kind of maybe think that's what they're going to get there, and it's not. And I like I agree with you. I like the animal themes and the quiet, and it's just beautiful, and seeing the way they can project onto
I don't know,
trees.
what was it, like mist or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's
so
right.
So cool. The tigers running and or roaring, and those lotuses out in the water. I mean, just everywhere you look, it's just beautiful.
I'm glad you like that. I agree with you. I love that show.
We had a great time. And then as we were walking out, we did the Triceratops spin a couple times, I think. And again, my son's speed ride, he loved it. And then we saw the Tree of Life Awakening with the fox running around the tree.
Oh, is that amazing?
That's so cool. That was even better than I think I'd read a little bit about it, but I was, how sweet. That was such a sweet little story they tell on that tree. It's very cute.
Yeah. Wow, Natalie. Whew. We're only halfway through, So we are going.
It's a long one.
This is going to be one of those trip reports that we break up into 2 separate shows. And so we're going to leave the audience hanging, and we will finish up your trip on another episode of the show. How's that?
That sounds good.
All right. We will talk to you soon, Natalie.
All right.
I can't wait. I'm glad I'm breaking this up into 2. I can savor it more.
It's hard to go through it all.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
So great to hear all of Natalie's trip planning and research working out so well for them. And we'll complete that trip report on an upcoming show. Well, thanks again to Glenn Kessler and his intro that he called into the Geek Speak voicemail hotline. Thank you so much, Glenn. I see you had such a fabulous time down in Disney World, and I love getting those Geek Speaks fresh from the parks. And I've got a bunch of ideas coming up for shows, including, I can't wait to record with Lindsay and Holly pretty soon here. We're going to do this show that I'm calling What's Your Jam? When you've got a song or it's just something that you say, hey, that's my jam. Well, we're going to do that with a top 10 list with Lindsay and Holly coming up. But Lindsay and I, we just recently, last night, went to see Coco, the new Disney movie. And I got to tell you guys, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to review that movie with Lindsay. We'll do that. Also, I hope Holly gets a chance to see it too, so we'll get her perspective. Really enjoyed that movie. It's all about my Mexican pavilion. So I really would love that. And I think Mama's going to love it. She wouldn't go. She doesn't like going to the movies that much, but I think she's really going to love that movie too. So I hope you guys get a chance to see it and enjoy it too. Thank you to Lillian Opsomer for sending me 2 more new unofficial guidebooks. She sent over the one that's got the new 2018 Disney Cruise Line and also the new Universal Orlando book. Yes, every once in a while we throw a bone to Universal Orlando. I love having the unofficial guide authors on the show, and we've done that before, and we're going to be doing it again coming up soon as we can book those interviews. Also, my good friends and travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge, EJ and Jennifer, they'll be coming on to talk about what things you can do at Christmas time. We've been doing shows that kind of get back to the basics for all those of you that might be beginners and you're looking for ideas for some of your first trips, or you may have not gone in a long time. So I like doing those episodes with EJ and Jennifer. And speaking of Fairy Tale Concierge, I'm now an official Fairy Tale Concierge travel agent. And I like to tell you that Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. And that's an agency I'm a part of now. And we are in business and we are booking trips for our friends who listen to the podcast. So if you've been enjoying the podcast and would like to work with us in planning your next Disney trip, we're going to have lots of fun. We're going to get on the phone with you and customize your trip to fit your family needs. And especially if you've not been to Disney World lately, I can really help you save time and money and create a trip plan like we did for Natalie. That's really going to make that special Disney dream trip come true for you. Let's get started. There's no obligation or cost. Just complete the online quote form at geekinonwdw.com/quote, and I'll get in touch with you to get started right away. You can email me too at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Well, the best part of podcasting and our show are the friends we meet and the trip ideas we share every single day. Let me give you a couple ways to join our amazing Geekin family. First of all, we've got a mail list, and it's called Geekin Gazette. I've been sending that out every single week. And it's got some of my favorite news stories from Walt Disney World, a planning or money-saving tip, and there's always something interesting that's going on in our Geekin' family that we're talking about. I make you aware of any of the discounts that Walt Disney World is offering through our Fairy Tale Concierge travel agency. And when you sign up for the mail list, you'll get a planning spreadsheet that we use to plan and track our days, ADRs, fast passes, park hours, and which park we're going to be in. We like to text that as a PDF to each other on our cell phones. And it's so handy to have on the phones and keep everything all together, especially when you go out with a big party like we do. Boy, we're looking forward to our January trip. Oh, Mama was telling me she's got something planned that she was saying that is new. It's going to be something at Fantasmic where we're going to get a special seating and a little gift box with a mug and some alcoholic drinks. And it sounds really cool. They tell me something that they're doing planning for us all the time. So we've got lots of experience, guys, going to Disney World. We're going to tell you all about that in our Geekin' Gazette. And also on the Facebook, we have an amazing private and closed group out there. These geeks, they give me great feedback on the quality of the positive discussion that we've maintained in our group. And lots of friends have been made through this podcast. It's so cool. But if you want to qualify for that also, we welcome you. And we just ask that you have a passion for Disney World and your vacations. You listen to our show and you got a fun and positive attitude. Search for the group on Facebook, request an invite, and you'll actually get a couple of questions that will help to qualify you so I can make sure that you will fit well with us other Disney geeks, and I'm sure you will. Once you get in, please introduce yourself, say hi, and we'll all say hi back and share your experiences of good times down at Disney World. Again, email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Any feedback you want to give me for the show. You can also direct message me on Twitter, geekinonwdw. That voicemail, Geek Speak, the number there is 860-294-4774. We've got lots of our good friends and geeks down there in the parks all the time. Jennifer Galambos is getting in there just now. I think yesterday I saw her driving into the parks. I love it when you guys call us from the parks, and just like Glenn just did, and tell us what's going on. You can also just call us from your home and ask us a question. We'll definitely play it on air on the podcast, and then we'll answer all that stuff for you. So that is a lot of fun. Continue to retweet our Twitter posts and share our Facebook episode postings, and keep telling your geekin' friends all about our podcast. Thank you for supporting the show. We're really excited you're with us. Thanks for going geekin' on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. Hey, did you have a great Thanksgiving? I know I did. It was fun being home with family. All my kids were here, and we just had lots of food and football and, all that good family time. Well, I hope you had a great family time too, and getting ready for your next Disney vacation. We're talking all about our January trip coming up. I hope you guys too are planning yours and having fun with us, planning our next adventure down in Disney World. Until then, have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. All right, I think I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
You're a veteran.
I am very excited about this trip. So, yeah.
I'm excited to hear about it.
This is going to be like a therapy session, I think.
Perfect. Exactly. I'm glad it's supposed to be that way. That's what this is meant to be. All right. I'm just going to intro you, and then we're going to get right into it, okay?